Before the release of Super Mario Party Jamboree, I only owned one Mario Party game, Super Mario Party, and let me tell you, Jamboree was a huge upgrade. It has 7 boards which are actually fun to play on, or at least most of them anyway, with each board having its own unique gimmicks that makes it even more diverse from the others and from any other boards we've seen in the series. It has a really great selection of 112 minigames. That's right, you heard me, 112 minigames, which can be played across the largest amount of game modes we've ever seen in a Mario Party game. It even incorporates the fan favorite features of Superstars, which is another really great Mario Party game by the way, while keeping the features of Super Mario Party that people actually liked, and it's by far the biggest Mario Party game yet, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have any downsides. Jamboree has the highest of highs, but it's also no stranger to the lowest of lows. It's a roller coaster of ups and downs, and nowhere can that be seen more than in its boards. Welcome back to the Nintendo chat room, where today I'll be ranking all 7 boards in Super Mario Party Jamboree from worst to best, based on how fun they are to play from my experience. After ranking the boards, this time I'll also rank the game modes, so without further ado, let's get to it. So, the question is, what's in last place? Well, the popular favourite for worst boards seems to be Goomba Lagoon for some reason, but I strongly disagree. Not only do I, spoiler alert, think Goomba Lagoon is a great board, but even if I did think Goomba Lagoon was bad, I still wouldn't put it in last because it would be illegal because of the inclusion of this trash board that's apparently nostalgia for some people. Of course, I'm talking about the literal definition of boredom. Mario's Rainbow Castle is literally 3 small loops in the clouds that are repetitive and boring, made worse by the fact that you follow the exact same cycle every single time. You make your way to the castle, either get a star or get sent off by Imposter Bowser with a cardboard Zatar, and back to the start you go, again and again and again. If I wanted to follow a cycle and get sent back to the starting line over and over, I'd just turn off my Switch, open the drawer I keep my board games, and play Ludo instead. I mean, what a terrible board design. To be honest with you, I can't see how this was even fun in Mario Party 1. I'll say it, this is pretty much the only board that's a legitimate waste of your time playing it. But don't worry, N64 fans, there's still another classic board to rank in this video, and I can assure you it's much better than this one. So, moving on to 6th place. After watching the trailer, this was the board I was most excited for because of its gimmick, and while I still think the gimmick is cool and all, the board itself didn't quite live up to its expectations for me. So, I'm sadly going to have to put Roll'em Raceway in the second to last spot. I know, harsh. Let me just clarify. This board is way better than Mario's Rainbow Castle. Its special events are pretty funny, and there's much more variation across the board. The thing is, while the car gimmick is cool, the theming that comes with the gimmick isn't. I just think they could have added more to the road to make it feel more like we were actually playing on like a Mario circuit and not like we were playing on your average racetrack. It also falls into a similar pitfall as Mario's Rainbow Castle, where the stars don't change locations randomly. At least there's 3 star locations this time instead of just 1 though, and there's more routes you can take to reach those stars, but I think having the star in the same places every time is almost always a bad thing. I mean, just look at Super Mario Party. Most of its boards have only 1 to 3 star locations max, and these boards are probably the most hated thing about the game. I think the only modern example on the Switch of limited star locations working well in the board is in the Superstars remake of Yoshi's Tropical Island, because it's part of the board's gimmick, but in a good way instead of Mario's Rainbow Castle, because you have the 2 islands and the star switches from island to island. Overall, Roll'em Raceway is still a fun board, but its downsides make me tend to choose other boards over it. Oh, but let's not forget to mention this board's soundtrack. What a bop. In 5th place, We have probably the best starter board of any Mario Party game, Mega Wiggler's Tree Party. I really love the theming of this board. On one end, we have a grassy area where all the characters are preparing for a sweet picnic party, flipping pancakes, making honey, and toasting bread. On the other side, we have a dense green forest where everything is calm. And in the center, we have the centerpiece of the board, Wiggler, or more specifically the Wiggler Bridge, which fills up with bad spaces when Wiggler gets furious after being woken up by a bell. The board is surrounded by cliffs, which makes it feel like a secluded place. I have no complaints when it comes to this board. It's huge and exciting for being a beginner board, and it's an overall fun experience. The only reason it's not higher than this is because it's just a beginner board. It does its job excellently, but it's obviously a beginner board and not more fun than any of the other boards higher up in this list. So, taking 4th spot in this ranking, just shy of the bronze medal, we have the last board in the game, King Bowser's Keep. A solid and consistent board which undoubtedly fulfills its role in the difficulty department for being the last board. But for me, the best thing about this board is how the theming fits in so well. The combination of a fortress, a cave, and a factory feels surprisingly so perfect for Bowser's home base, or at least a fake Bowser's home base. This theme is also incorporated well into the board through the conveyor belts, the lifts, the spinning cogs, and the safe especially. Imposter Bowser, I'm not a fan of you existing in this game. I mean, why couldn't they just have used the real Bowser? But I'll give it to you, your base is a great board, just not as great as the boards coming up. It's time for the top 3, aka the highest of highs in Super Mario Party Jamboree. These 3 boards are among, if not the best boards in the entire series. Starting off with our bronze medaler. Now, I'm sorry Mario Party 8, my first ever Mario Party, I love you by the way, but Goomba Lagoon is the best Goomba board in the series, I'm sorry. Goomba's Booty Lake wasn't that good, you had better boards in Mario Party 8. But isn't Goomba Lagoon supposed to be the worst Jamboree board according to almost everyone? Well, according to them, yes. But according to me, I'm sorry, but that's just a skill issue. Goomba Lagoon is a massive board with a unique item, 3 distinct areas, and not 1, not 2, but 3 really cool gimmicks. You have the tropical islands, where you can land on zip lines to get from place to place. You have the volcano area with that one area at the top where it'll either rain golden Goombas which give you coins, or Podoboos that take your coins. And you have the shipwreck area, where you'll find the Goomba with the game of treasure chests where you can get an item for free. And it just so happens that in all 3 areas, there's always a place where you can use your coins to get things, or even to get an item for free. In the tropical islands, you have a store. In the volcano area, you actually have 2 stores. And in the shipwreck area, you can get an item for free in the treasure chest game, or pay Boo to steal coins or a star. Oh, but the tides gimmick ruined the board. No, it doesn't. There's a place in every area of the board where you can get items which can take you somewhere else in the board or help you out when you're stranded. It's all about strategy. Before going to those little islands in the middle, why not buy a walk box or a pipe from the store? If you're on that island to the left during high tide, it's not a problem if you have a custom dice in hand that can help you land on the zip line. Oh, and I haven't even mentioned the tide shell yet, which can literally lower the tide for you or raise it for you, which can completely turn the tides of the game. No pun intended there. The whole point is to use Jamboree's great item system to your advantage, and that's a great idea for a difficult board like this one, because the dynamic of gameplay shifts completely depending on the tide. And if you're struggling to get items, actually just get better at minigames and earn more coins. I mean, what did you expect? A 4-star difficulty board with a feature that makes it difficult in the first place? No, not in my Mario Party, no way. If you want a boring Mario Party game with no strategy involved, just stick to Mario's Rainbow Castle. is the right board for you. I'll stick to my fun board while you enjoy following the same cycle 7 times in a 10-turn game. Goomba Lagoon is a phenomenal board with impeccable theming, and it's even better because of the strategy involved with it, and I will defend it until they finally realize how good a board this actually is. So it was actually difficult to decide on the runner-up. I was so close to putting Goomba Lagoon here, but I came to the realization that it just can't quite beat the best retro remake in Mario history outside of Mario Kart. If you're an N64 fan and have been stunned watching me hate on your games for like 3 videos in a row, I can finally say we agree on something. Western Land is a magical board in every single way, and it clearly is a classic board that actually deserved the 2024 remake. Unlike Mario's Rainbow Castle, the theming of this board is top tier. On one side, there's a quaint western village, and on the other side, there's the farms with horses and the iconic Moo Meadows looking cows, except they kind of have jawlines in this one for some reason. And it's all surrounded by an old steam railway with orange tinted desert and big red rock forms in the background. The only way that this could possibly feel more western is, well, guns, but obviously Nintendo didn't add those because the little kids would get scared. They have to appeal to their market audience, guys, don't get mad. But it's not just the theming, because the gameplay of this board is also so good. The train mechanic is not only hilarious, but it also works as a strategy to get closer to the star. And it's even better that they turned it into a game of luck, where the direction of the train could actually either be a huge benefit or a huge detriment for you. If you don't want to take a risk by being on the train tracks the entire time, you can instead take the inner paths for a bit. There's even a shortcut you can take with a skeleton key. And, of course, there's the best spot in the board, the Wiggler Milk Saloon, where you can completely change the course of everyone's game by inviting them to drink milk imported straight from Moo Moo Meadows together around a table. So far, across Superstars and Jamboree, the Mario Party 2 remakes have been far better than the Mario Party 1 remakes. Prove me wrong. Western Land absolutely exceeded my expectations, and it absolutely deserves second place. But no matter how great Western Land is, there can only be one winner in ranking videos. And of course, the argument of which board is best in this game was never even in question. I present you with the Coconut Mall of Mario Party, except this one isn't overrated like Coconut Mall is. Rainbow Galleria. What is it with Nintendo and shopping malls, honestly? And more importantly, why are Nintendo's shopping malls always so good? 3 floors full of all kinds of shops. A shop where everything costs 1 coin, a shop where they only sell golden items, a shop that's only available to the person in last place. There's just shops everywhere. All these floors are connected by escalators, but if you want to get directly from the first floor with the water fountain to the 3rd floor, you have to pay with coins to go on a lift, like a VIP lift for some reason. There's 4 stamping spots across the board, and if you go to the reception on the 1st floor, you'll receive coins depending on how many stamps you have. I think if you have all 4 stamps, you get 50 coins. Am I wrong about that? Comment down below if I'm right. There's a flash sale as well, every 5 turns, where the music suddenly becomes an absolute jam, and everything, including the star, becomes half price for the duration of the turn. And they even made this cool in theming wise by adding like all the customers coming in during the flash sale in a rush. Oh, and also, the 200% markup sticker is the best item in the game, without a shadow of a doubt. No other board, and I mean no other board, in the entire Mario Party series is better than Rainbow Galleria. So there you have it, my definitive Mario Party Jamboree board ranking. But before we finish this video, we can't just leave it without actually making it the definitive Mario Party Jamboree ranking, so let's take a look at the game modes in this game, the biggest Mario Party yet, and rank them. We have 7 of them to go through, excluding Party Plaza and the hot air balloon, and while some of them are really fun, others leave me wondering, Why were they added to this game? Were they just added to this game just because they wanted to make it the biggest Mario Party, so they just added it therefore? So now, our last place is an example of exactly like why did they add this to the game. We have Toad's Item Factory. It's a fun idea for a mobile game, but not a Mario Party mode. It's fun, but just why? Why was this needed? Was this just so that they could say Jamboree had more game modes than all other Mario Parties? Because it kind of seems like that. I don't know, but it's just really random that they included this game where you just like slot things into like their correct place. It seems like something they would do for like a mobile like Mario Party mini game more than that. Actually, that would be like a really cool idea for like a mobile Mario Party game. This could be like one of the mini games, but as a Mario Party mode, again, it's just really random that they included this. In 6th place, we have Koopa Troopa Flight School, and I really like the idea of like flying around, completing quests and like mini games and stuff, and like doing challenges, but I'm sorry, the controls of this are just awful. I love the concept, and I really like the area like they did it in. It's like a blocky area. You have a volcano, you have like a tunnel, like ruins kind of area, and you have like four like little like platforms that you can like fly under, but it's just not done well in this game because the controls are so bad. Like the way that I have to hold the Joy-Cons and like hold my arms here, it's just really uncomfortable. I think that they could implement flying into a 3D Mario game, but definitely not with motion controls, and definitely not in this way. And again, was this really necessary in in a Super Mario Party game? I don't think so. It's just why. So in 5th place, we have a Spiceometer worthy placement for me. Koopathlon. I like the idea of 20 players going head to head in a race of time and skill by playing the minigames, and the minigames sure are good, but they made it way too long. At least give us the option of playing a Koopathlon with 1 or 2 laps at least. I feel like what they did is way too long. Like I think I get bored like after 1 or 2 laps of Koopathlon, and I can't find myself wanting to play any further. So while it's a cool idea, with 20 players, it's a kind of boring when it's not online. First of all, like I never play this online, and I think it's more interesting online than just like regular, because is kind of boring with like the AI. And second, they made it way too long. Like the mini games are good, but they did not have to make the race way too long. So that's why it's going in 5th place, and I'm standing my ground here. In 4th place, we have Bowser Kaboom Squad. A really cool game mode where you have to use teamwork to defeat Imposter Bowser, both in mini games, which are really fun by the way, where you have to get like high ranks, and also on the battlefield where you have to grab the bombs, tell everyone else where the bombs are, call your teammates, hit Bowser properly. But again, it just goes on too long. Like they did not have to make it this long. I get bored of this after 3 rounds, and it goes on forever and ever. And if you lose, then like it's a bit unforgiving, to be honest. Like I know maybe skill issue, but I feel like they should be a bit more forgiving in some cases. Also, I'm not a fan of Imposter Bowser. I know I've said it before, but let me just explain. Why could I get that sometimes people want to play as Bowser, but why couldn't they just have used the regular Bowser, and like just like it would be like really funny if like there was like a playable Bowser, but then there was Bowser, like Bowser was also like the enemy in the Mario Party games, and when like Bowser has an interaction with the playable Bowser, it's like, oh, you copied me. That would be cool. But no, they had to turn like a Magic Koopa into a fake Bowser with PlayStation symbols around its perimeter. I don't understand. I really don't understand why they needed to include an imposter Bowser. I feel like it would have just been more just would have been better if they just used the regular Bowser. Even if Bowser wasn't a playable character, I don't care. There's like so many other people that you could choose. Maybe like add like characters like Dry Bones, which aren't in the game instead, or Dry Bowser even. You could put Dry Bowser in and then have Bowser as the regular enemy, because this imposter Bowser thing is ridiculous, not gonna lie. In third place, we have Rhythm Kitchen, which I actually really enjoy. I actually kind of hated the rhythm mode in Super Mario Party. I can't remember its name. Someone in the comments remind me of its name. This game's rhythm mini-games are much better than Super Mario Party's. I think my favorite are probably Parfait the Course, and also I think what's the other one? The one Soup Troop. Yes. I really don't like the one with the subs though. I really do not like. I can't remember Pushy. I can't remember the name of it, but Pushy Subs or something. No, that can't be right. But Pushy Subs. No, it can't. No, this is embarrassing. Okay, I don't know what it is. Sub pushover? I don't know. But the one where you have to like push like the cheese, and then I hate that one in Jamboree. But overall, this game's rhythm mini games are much better than Super Mario Party's. And they also added like a lot of other modes to it. So you have long mode, which like the long mode, like it speeds it up afterwards. And then you have challenging mode, where they throw it at you like harder. And they added a lot of other things to it as well. So like I really like the Yoshi chests and like the whole atmosphere. And like when you get like above 4 stars, they like do this dance that's like really funny. So yeah, I really like Rhythm Kitchen. I think it's a good mode and a good inclusion in Super Mario Party Jamboree. I was skeptical of them adding another rhythm gimmick at first, but it actually worked out this time, so congrats. So in second place, and the best side mode, is obviously Minigame Bay, the minigame area. So I sometimes like just playing minigames instead of Mario Party when I just want a quick round of fun. I don't think the minigame selection in this game is as good as it is in Superstars, so when I want to play minigames, I often just open Superstars and just go to Mount Minigames instead. But it's still pretty good in Jamboree. Some of the minigames go on for too long for my liking, but most of them are great minigames that are fun to play. I would choose Minigame Bay over Mount Minigames in terms of side modes though, because it has a variety of modes to choose from, including Boss Rush, where you fight all the bosses as a team and then face Imposter Bowser. I honestly prefer just free play though, so that's why I often just go on Superstars and play Mount Minigames. But I really like the tag matches in Jamboree's Minigame Bay, so I often go to Minigame Bay for tag match. And the winner is obviously Mario Party. Do I need to explain any further? I don't think so. The games are called Mario Party for a reason. It's not called Mario Minigames or Mario Rhythm Kitchen. It's not called Mario Bowser Kaboom Squad. No, it's called Mario Party. And it has a selection of 7 great boards, which are fun to play on. And it's the main mode of the game. It's the whole reason you get Mario Party. So, yeah, it's number 1. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for watching this video. It's been my longest one yet by far, and I think my best edited one. Like I know I made like a Mario Party Jamboree board ranking before, but it was 4 minutes long. I didn't explain well, and the editing was, well, there was no editing. So I really hope that this is a big upgrade from the previous one. I also wanted to talk more about the side modes and everything, so I hope this one like gives you like the definitive my Mario Party Jamboree opinion. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking the video or maybe subscribing. I've recently hit 70 subscribers. I aim to hit 100 by the end of 2025. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, but it's worth a try anyway. Just like 100 subscribers by December 2025. Not just, did I say 2025? 2025. So you could even join the server as well, Nintendo chat room, the chat room. The link will be in the description. Also, don't forget to submit your Nintendo hot take to be featured in episode 4 of my hot take series, the Nintendo Spiceometer. You can do that in the comments, or you can do that in the server as well, in the hot takes channel that's like dedicated to the Spiceometer in the server. My next video will probably be about something else, maybe a topic video. I will be making episode 4 of the Nintendo Spiceometer, hopefully this week if I actually get enough hot takes, but right now I don't have any yet, but hopefully I get enough hot takes to make episode 4. But my next video will probably be a topic video, and I might be making like this video as well, but for Superstars, because I think that would be interesting. I know Superstars doesn't have as many side modes because it probably won't be as long, but I still think it's worth it to make like a Superstars deep dive. So anyway guys, that's it from me. See you guys in the next video.